So, by now you've learned about the ecological context for restorations, the policy one, and the socioeconomic one. And what you should be realizing by now is that we need new approaches. So, like what we have so far to affect widespread restoration on the scale that we have to achieve it, to reverse the biodiversity losses, what we have so far in terms of tools and approaches is not enough. Therefore, we need to find new approaches, innovative approaches to how to do the restoration and scale them quite quickly to get to the point to be able to at least partly achieve the targets that we have set for ourselves. So in this video, we will look at the different innovation models. So how does innovation emerge? Which actors have to be involved in what way? And then the links of this to deliberative and participative democratic approaches and the living labs as one of the conduits for achieving this. And then the rest of the module will focus on specifics of the living lab approach more. So in theory, there's different ways in which innovation can emerge. And we call these helix models because each helix presents one strand of society that should be involved in developing innovations. So the first one of these models was the triple helix model, which included the three main actors, which were academia or research, state or with its regulations, and industry or businesses. So in the triple helix model, the innovations emerge through universities or research institutions providing new knowledge, which is then operationalized into products and services by the businesses, and the state provides a regulatory framework within which this can all happen, the enabling conditions for it, and often funding. This is the very basic model of how the innovations can be developed, with these three different strands having to work together for anything innovative to emerge. It's quite an old model, has been discussed and criticized for quite a long time in the literature because it is very linear. It goes from knowledge production in the university side through operationalization and scaling through the state. It does not consider many other factors, and it's been often claimed that it's too simplistic for actual systems. Then the quadruple helix model was developed, in which case the state helix was divided into the state, which remained the same with its regulations and funding, and in society on the other hand. And this was mainly done in the beginning of the 2000s with the role of internet and mass media, where basically any kind of discussion or innovation that started to emerge has been described, discussed, popularized through these new sources of technology that reached a lot more people. And then through the years since then, the quadruple helix model has developed from this just focusing on the media and the internet to actively involving different strands of society, of citizens, stakeholders in the innovation process itself, either as users, so basically any innovation that emerges has to be tested by the end users, and that would then be the society, or by co-developing the ideas that the society also elaborates from the start of the process. So it is not anymore the researchers coming up with ideas, the businesses making them profitable, and the state allowing the process to happen, but the citizens or the stakeholders have to be involved in each stage of the process. And this quadruple helix model was for the first time clearly recognizing the need for participative and deliberative approaches to be included into the innovation process. And then the final of these three models that are currently used is the quintuple helix model. Vision adds a natural environment around it all. So basically it adds a context of the context. And it basically means to say not that the previous two models never realized that they interact with the environment in which they are set, is that these interactions have to be more clearly acknowledged, both in the way that natural environment will impact the innovations that are being developed, but also how the innovations are impacting the environment. And so if we want to achieve the socio-ecological transformations that are needed, if we want to scale from where we currently are, where we have many but very small scale restoration projects in particular locations, to a cross-border large-scale restoration processes, we will need to use the quintuple helix model, using all the traditional stakeholders that produce innovations together with the local and national populations and the interactions with the natural environment. And this then also links to go from knowledge economy, which is what the triple helix model would support, to knowledge society, where the knowledge and the production of knowledge and new products is discussed with the society, to socio-ecological systems with the quintuple helix model produces. And this is all theoretical, and then it depends how we want to operationalize it.